I once married a man named Mohammad, but I have never been divorced. So I'm in New York City living my best life in my early 20s, and I meet this guy, Mohammad, who traveled a lot for business. He was in, I don't know what he did, but he was really nice. He was very well educated. He went to a Swiss boarding school. He spoke many languages. He was well dressed. And I found him very charming. And after our third date, he asked me if I would Muttah marry him. I had no idea what Nikah Muttah is, but he explained it to me as dating exclusively. So it's a Shia Muslim thing where you commit to someone and it is no longer haram in the eyes of Allah to pursue dating with the intention of being together. But it really, when you Muttah marry someone, you can't be with other people. And to me, I'm the sort of person where I date, even if I start talking to someone, I shut off all other options. And I know that that's not really the norm in how people date these days. But for me, it is what works best. And my really good friends that are Muslim are Sunni, so they weren't so familiar with this concept and told me how crazy it was. So after my husband Mohammed and I got married, he went back to the Middle East, to Abu Dhabi, because his parents lived there and they were both dying of cancer, which was so heartbreaking. He must have been having such a hard time. And he kept telling me that he wouldn't be able to come back to the US for a little bit, but he really wanted me to come be with him in Abu Dhabi. So me being me, I booked a flight. I'm like, of course I will be there for you. So I booked myself a business class ticket on Etihad, and I took 2 weeks off work. I did the bid for an upgrade thing and actually ended up flying first class. It was really cool. I watched Casablanca on the plane and the food was great. And it was the first time I'd ever flown first class internationally before. And I didn't want to impose, so I put myself in the St. Regis when I got there. It's my favorite hotel in Abu Dhabi, not the Saadiyat one, the one that's actually in the city. And he knew I was coming and was encouraging it. But then when I get there, he ghosted me. So I am now halfway across the world, in my early 20s, Muttah married and all alone. And I'm like, thanks, Mohammed, but I couldn't just leave it there. So I needed to find him. And I did.